Yo, good evening. I hope that we are all well. It is me, Ryan Hartley from Always Better Than Yesterday, back for episode 60. Episode 60 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions. How did we get here? How did we get to episode 60? By consistency, by continuing to show up, by having fun, being curious, and before you know it, episode 60. So if this is the first time you've ever taken some time out to join an Always Better Than Yesterday interview session, let me just say thank you for taking the time to join me, to join us, the Always Better Than Yesterday community. If you're catching up on replay on the Facebook Live, just drop hashtag replay. Let me jump in the conversation and appreciate you for joining. If you are live with us now, drop me loads of blue love heart emojis. Again, let me come in and say thank you for joining. And if you're on the podcast, on the YouTube, let me just say thank you for taking the time out of your day. Hope this serves you well. This is all about habits and mindset of successful and inspiring people. I haven't said this in a little while, but I'm a curious little monkey. I love to know what motivates and inspires other people, because I genuinely believe that the way that we think will inform the way that we act and the results that we ultimately get. So I would love to learn from other people. I'd naturally ask lots of questions anyway. But why not share through the use of Facebook, social media for social good to make a difference to yourselves. Hopefully this will be valuable. I'm going to bring on my guest now. I won't say too much as I will let her introduce herself. But here we go. Make sure you just drop your questions, any comments in the... Hello, how are we?
Hey, how are you?
Very good. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can.
Amazing. Here we go. Fantastic. So, would you do me the honour and the privilege of introducing your good self and telling our viewers and listeners a little bit about who you are and your story?
Sure. So my name is Tina Liljedahl. I am in Houston, Texas. I'm a founder, visionist for a company called Propel My Vision. And I guess my story, I have so many that got me to where I am today. But I've always had this desire, I guess, for the underdog. Mm-hmm. So I always had this yearning for people who are struggling to find their voice and find their strength. And it goes back all the way to when I was a young child. Mm. And I would see kids being bullied or picked on. And I knew that I could stand up and I could say things on their behalf, and I did. But it hurt me so much knowing that they didn't have that voice for themselves.
Sure.
And I went through a leadership program when I was in my early 20s. And it just changed my world because I saw that there were opportunities and resources for people to find that voice. Mm. So I wanted to be a part of that world. I wanted to be a part of helping people feel more empowered and get that sense of confidence that I knew that they deserved to have. Mm-hmm. And I saw people transforming. And I did my own transformations too, but seeing other people get to their next level was just amazing to me. So that's kind of a short version of how I got to where I am today.
Love that. So early 20s leadership program, very similar story to myself. What tools and resources really stood out for you?
What tools and resources?
Yeah, what was it within that program that, you know?
I think what was specific to that program is that it wasn't about the trainers in the program giving information and just telling. Yeah. But they put the participants of the program into situations through activities and hands-on kind of learning where they naturally went to a stressful place. Mm-hmm. And so the people in that program were able to see real life, real time, how they show up in certain situations. Sure. And so everybody there was getting what they needed based upon their background. So what I got from the program and the training was maybe not what the person next to me needed. So everybody was kind of able to go through the process on their own. And I thought that was just amazing. It just really touched me.
You use the word empowered, and it's a real prevalent word in a lot of your content. Why is that important?
Yes. Like I said, I think that even going back to being a young child, I mean, I can remember stories about being in 5th grade and seeing a kid being picked on, or seeing kids on the bus being picked on in elementary school. And for me, that empowerment is about us having our own voice. So not just standing up for the disenfranchised and standing up for the people that are being bullied, but helping them to stand up for themselves so that they feel like they have the strength to do that. And that's what empowerment is about for me.
What's helped you in your own journey with that?
I've surrounded myself by a lot of people who have challenged me, who have called me out on my own BS and where I hold back. And that has probably been the key to my own growth.
How do you find those type of people? How do you find them?
How do I find them? I guess I look for people that are going to challenge me, that talk about things like this, that talk about empowerment, that talk about leadership, that hang out in those circles, and I latch on. When I see those things, I grab hold because I know that's where I have the most opportunity to learn from those people. And those are the kind of people that are going to challenge me to think different. The people that are fun to be around and always tell me what I want to hear. And Tina, you're so great. That feels good for a couple minutes, but it doesn't really help me grow. So I'm always looking for people that are going to call me out, tell me, you're weak dogging it, or you could be doing something different, or why are you holding back here in your life? And those are the types of people that I want to surround myself with.
Yeah. In the bio of your business, it says that you were at a point where you were searching for meaning and purpose. How did you find it?
Say that again.
In your business bio, it says you started at the point of searching for meaning and purpose, and how did you find it?
I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I think it's an ongoing journey. I think that part of finding it, I have done, and part of that is connecting to my own why and knowing what drives me and why my feet hit the floor in the morning. But the other part of that is living it. And that's where the journey exists, because now that I know and I'm able to articulate why my feet hit the floor in the morning, it's still up to me to go out and make that happen every day. And so I think it's just an ongoing journey for me. It's never over.
Living a life full of purpose, how has that impacted your life?
In a lot of ways. The way that I raise my children, and I am by no stretch of the imagination have this all figured out.
We're all winging it.
So far, I'm so far from perfect. So I don't want to make it sound like I've got it all figured out, because I certainly don't. But I know that when I'm living within my strengths and I'm doing the things that are meaningful to me, I'm living that purpose, I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend, I'm a better coworker, I'm a better sibling, I'm better at all of those things in my life. My relationships are different. The way that I choose my relationships, whether it's my friendships, my intimate relationships, working relationships, all of those things are definitely affected.
How?
Because I'm able to choose them with intention. So rather than falling into something that doesn't make sense, or like like earlier when I say that it feels good for a minute to have someone, stroke the ego or tell you how great you are, that feels good. I mean, that feels good to me too sometimes. But at the end of the day, if that's not going to help me empower and challenge people and build environments where people can really thrive, then it's not serving me. And it's empty.
Intention.
So I feel more fulfilled when I have the people that align with where I'm going and what I want to create. And I'm able to do that intentionally. I'm able to say, you know what, this relationship is as fun as it may be, it's not serving me. And eventually that fun is going to fizzle away and it's going to become very superficial.
Sure.
So,
you label yourself a vision synergist. Tell me about what a vision synergist is.
So that's interesting. You bring that up. When I first started Propel My Vision, my focus was really to get companies and teams working together and focus on moving in the same direction. And I think a lot of times companies have like a great set of core values, or they have some yearly goals, whatever. But despite all that, most of the time the employees don't really have buy-in to those things. They don't feel like they're part of achieving those goals. They're very short-sighted. And so my goal was to come in and help businesses realign so that they are creating true synergy amongst the team. So if you have a marketing team over here, what they're doing is clearly going to impact the sales team over here and what they're doing. And even if the marketing team is working very hard and very diligently and thinking that they're doing all the right things, if they're not doing things that the sales team needs them to be focused on, then it doesn't matter how hard they're working, they're not moving the same direction. So I equate it to kind of tugboats moving a ship. If you have all the tugboats moving the ship in the same direction, you're able to move the ship where it needs to go. If you have tugboats that are pushing against each other, the ship is going to go nowhere. It's just going to stay put. So it's about aligning the companies on that common vision. And it goes deeper than just having a yearly goal, but a bigger, what's our cause? Why are we doing this? Why are we in business to begin with?
Not everybody starts their own business. What's really helped you with that?
With starting my business, what has helped me? People. I have a lot of people that are supportive around me. I lean into that a lot. And also being very clear about what I want. So I started my business because I also work as a corporate trainer. And there are things that, and I love that work, but it's very different. And there are things that I can't do as a corporate trainer that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do more of. And so the outlet for me was to start my own thing so that I could still get that sense of fulfillment from the work that I'm doing.
People, when because I talk quite a lot about, do what you love, be someone you love, do what you love, spend time with people you love. And I think some people get it in their heads that doing something that they love is not always reality or possible. And I think you and I both sit here as examples of people that do what they love. And I guess it's not easy, is it? But what's helped you find and do what you love?
Again, it goes back to the support network and the people around me.
But what about the things? What about the types of things? How did you know that you were doing what you love? How did you know the difference between corporate work and then this vision synergy?
Part of it is my faith. And it goes back to my faith and just feeling like I was being called to do more and different. And knowing that where I wasn't able to do that.
What sort
It
of?
is definitely.
So I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig deeper here. I'm going to dig deeper because I'm really
Go
curious.
dig.
How do we know how and when to lean in? What are we looking for?
For me, it feels right.
Sure.
It's just a sense that gut feeling like this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is the place, and it's scary. Usually when I know that there's somewhere I should be going, it gives me butterflies, and it makes me really scared. In an exciting way. Like, oh man, like if I jump off this cliff right now, I'm gonna just have to find my wings. I don't know. I just gonna have to just go. And that's how I. It's just that gut feeling. I don't know if there's one way that I can articulate other than it's just a gut feeling that it feels good. It feels right.
Have you had to work on your mindset at all? Have you consciously worked on your mindset?
All the time. All the time. Daily. Sometimes moment to moment. I need that reset button, like, oh, that's not a good frame of mind to be in. All the time. All the time. And it is hard to start something. It's hard to have the courage to just say, this is what I want, and I'm gonna do it. And it's not always possible. It's, I think it's easy for people to say, well, just quit your job and just go do what you love. And that's great. And as adults, we have responsibilities, we have families, we have things that we need to take care of. And so sometimes it's a matter of finding, how do I get that sense of fulfillment where I am? And how do I feed that in the space where I'm at presently and make steps to where I want to be?
Yeah. Love that. Talk to me about Propel My Vision. Tell me why it exists and how you help people.
Why it exists is because I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do in the corporate world. That's why it exists. So that I could get my sense of fulfillment. It's very, very selfish, in a way, because I was actually designing a training program in my corporate job. And there were some things that I wanted to do that in my corporate environment where I was, I knew I couldn't do it the way I wanted. I could pull in some things, and there were some things I could do. And that's part of finding what you can do in the space that you are. So I found what I could do in the space that I was, but I wanted more. And that's why I went out and started my business. It was crazy. I was bringing my son to a dentist appointment, and after the dentist, I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to go get my DBA filed. And I just, like, that day, I'm like, today's it. It was like a Tuesday, something. I didn't have anything planned. I'm like, I think I got to do it right now.
Sure.
That's where I was headed. So that's what I did. And that's kind of how my journey has been. And what was the second part of that question? I'm sorry.
I have no idea. I was so busy listening. I was so busy listening to your answer.
Well, how do I help people? How do I help people?
Absolutely, yeah.
My goal is to help people find their purpose and find their vision and create environments where people can feel that not only are they safe at work or whatever environment that is, could be, it could be a team environment, it could be anything. But not only feel safe there, but feel like the people that are part of that environment can really, truly thrive and grow. And that's how I help people.
Love that. Who, if they're watching and listening, should reach out to you? Who should connect with you?
The people that would most benefit from connecting with me are people that are truly wanting to grow, truly wanting to create that environment where people can thrive, and that aren't looking for someone to come in and fix things, because that's not what I do. I'm not looking to arm wrestle. I'm not looking to change someone's mindset.
Sure.
But someone that is truly looking for, I want to have a clear vision. I want to have a clear purpose, and I don't know where to start. That's, they're hungry for it. That's the people I want to connect with.
Love that. My ethos is about creating a world that's always better than yesterday. And I'm just curious to know what that phrase, always better than yesterday, means to you.
For me, like I said, it's sometimes it's moment to moment. I definitely believe that we have an opportunity to either be green and growing or ripe and rotting. And as long as I'm on this side of the dirt, I would like to choose to be green and growing. And that means I get to learn something new every day. I learn from the people that I've learned so much from my clients. I've learned from people that I work with. I'm constantly in a state of learning, and maybe that's part of my drive to development and training,
Yep.
because it's so important to me. But sometimes it is a moment to moment thing. Sometimes it's like, oh crap, I really had a moment there, and what can I learn from this? What can I take away so that this is not just a wasted experience, but this is a learning experience? And it really is. For me, it's, we're either green or growing, or we're ripe and rotting.
Love that. I love that. How can people reach out? How can people connect? Where are you at? Where are you available?
I'm all over. So I am on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I have a Propel My Vision page. I also have my personal Facebook page, and I'm on, I said LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram, I believe. I'm on Twitter, but honestly, I don't know if I'm just old, or I don't get it. Like, I can't, I have a hard time with Twitter. I don't get it.
You and me both.
I'm like, so what am I supposed to tweet? Like, sometimes I'll go and read what other people tweet, and I'm like, I don't get it. I try. Yeah.
Amazing.
But I'm pretty much anywhere.
Fantastic. Guys, girls, I just want to take the opportunity, if you've watched from the start to the end on this, let me just say thank you for taking the time joining Tina and I this evening. Hope there's been definitely something of value. Think of that one person in your community that would really benefit from what Tina's had to share. If you're on the podcast, if you're on the YouTube, please just push the subscribe button if this has added you some value. And lastly, Tina, I just say a big thank you to you for coming to join me. It's been really good fun to ask you a few more questions about some of the things you've been putting out. And I'd just like to offer you the opportunity to leave us with a final thought from your good self.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here and taking the time to talk with me. You're so inspiring, and I love that you're doing this. As far as parting words of wisdom, I don't know that I have any, other than like I said, I'm just very inspired by what you're doing, and keep on keeping on.
That's very kind of you. Guys, girls, thank you so much for your time. Please do drop your comments. Make sure we'll jump in and answer any of the questions that have been written in. But if you've got any more in the meantime, drop your questions in and we will be sure to respond. Tina, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening on Sunday, and have a great week. I'll speak to you again soon. Much love, guys.